My name is Barrett Sprowson. I run sales and marketing at the Peterson Group, which is a real estate developer in Vancouver. So we're typically known, or historically known, as more of a lender to the real estate development industry. Within the last 5 years, elected to get back into the development game in the front of the program as developers. So in terms of the history of the group, Ben Young is our founder in Canada. So he moved out here, I think it was actually in 1959, and got going with Peterson in Vancouver from Hong Kong. And so Ben has slowly built up the business into many different avenues. So it's really an opportunistic, where we're at today, we have enough in the pipeline that it warrants us doing it ourselves as opposed to partnering with other people. So I think being in the lead of that gives you the opportunity to really do what you think is right for the property. We're a very transparent organization, so the decisions are made in a transparent way. So a silly example of that is oftentimes developers, the almighty pro forma, but how much money the project's going to make, how much it's costing, is something that's guarded very secretly, and only a few people get to see that. It's a completely open book at Peterson, so no one's hiding that, or it's not like some piece of secret source that only a few people have access to. So what that gives us is the ability for the whole team to make good decisions about the project. Do what you promise to do. Treat people fair. Don't make promises you can't keep. And I think I see that through the whole company, and that's being grateful. So there's a sort of thread of gratefulness that just goes through the entire organization. We're building condos and we're building rental buildings, and we're leasing up commercial space and whatever, but we're also helping communities with providing food and providing housing. So I think there's an underlying, we're doing the basic things, but at the same time, there's a bigger picture to that. One example is we had a tenant recently that was struggling to make their monthly rent, and we reduced it for them. It was a new restaurant in a location that was a bit challenging, and then committed to buying lots of dinners and whenever we need stuff at the office for an event or something, we use them to provide it for us. And that goes from like volunteering at a food bank all the way through to giving millions of dollars to medical foundations. That old saying that we're not making any more land, we can't keep going out, we have to go up in order to house humans. We're electing to strategically go down the road of providing more homes by going up, and then making sure that they fit with who we believe the market to be.
So this is, what we're seeing here is the future of what you can expect as the skyline.
100%. Yeah. We have 217 homes altogether.
So that's where the dog park's going to be over there.
Correct. The goal is always, can I get there in my slippers and not get wet? So Frame delivers in early 2026. Frame is an architecturally interesting community in a really evolving neighborhood. It's a handsome building by anyone's standards, and clean lines. It's got a very bold, harkens to the name, frame around it. So I feel a bit silly even saying that, but it's really what makes it. What makes it is, I think, when you drive down Kingsway, you'll always see it and it'll stand out, and you'll be able to be proud to call that home. The other thing about Frame is the functionality of the floor plans, in that we've worked really hard to take a smaller and therefore more affordable space and make it just as or more functional than something that maybe historically you would think, oh, I need 600 square feet to be a one bedroom. But in fact, we can deliver the same, if not more, functionality and a more efficient floor plan. And that's exactly why Frame is important for the community and is being so widely accepted and adopted by local people that love the location, but also others that are learning about it and love the product and then the location. So we have a rule in our PC that we talk about homes, not units. And then the other part of it is at the beginning, and it always feels a little bit cheesy when you do this, but pretending that you know who's going to live there and what they're going to want to experience and how they're going to want to experience it. And so making sure you've got those things thought about, and that starts with the actual floor plan and the functionality of the home itself, but then it's kind of the amenities and making sure people love the garden plots, for example. And it's just the thing the city makes you do, but at the same time it's something that we know people love, so we're happy. And that's the end goal, is that it's actually used and it is meaningful for the humans that'll be there forever. I think it's the authenticity of the community is number one. And then I think there's a practical affordability to it that, East Van's a little bit more affordable than other locations.
So I think if I look down the future of East Van, it's awesome if we can get the diversity piece right and we can add the housing that we need so that those people can be supported and living in decent spots.
This isn't about flattening East Van.
No, it's not about taking away what exists, but it's about revitalizing it in a way that makes sense for the people that live there today.
Well, I think what you can be sure is going to be there are more purpose-built rental communities. So a lot of developers have picked up the city and the province's mandate and kind of financing opportunities and more streamlined kind of zoning policies and gone forward with rental development. So commercial revitalization on the ground and then residential on top. But I think you could probably expect to see more of that in the neighborhood. And that'll do the same thing in terms of bringing in a different demographic, more humans into the equation that will spend money and support the coffee shops and the restaurants and the grocery stores and the corner shop. And then for East Van, it's evolving and growing, and we've got the rental and the condo product here, so we want to be part of that. I would say that Peterson has got back in the game of leading developments to not just sell condos or lease homes, but to really shape communities.